Welcome back to Paragon Open. It is 2024. Time flies, and we're back again. Paragon Open, home base, nearly for you two. I would just say because we talked here a little while ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was just last year.
I lost track of time. Well, congratulations once again. Things that just keep going better and better. I love it every single time, and you know me. I have questions.
Oh,
I always try to just come up with something. Bring it. Okay.
bring those questions, baby.
So there's one thing for all the dancers out there to have someone perhaps help you with choreography. How much of your influence into it and how much others help you with that?
Oof, that is a good question. So I think it goes in phases. In the beginning of our career, we were like, we know nothing, just set choreography on us, and we just did as we were told. But now at this point it becomes more of a collaboration. We play around a bit when we're not feeling something, and then we take it to our coaches and we say, how does this look? They might clean it or give it a little tweak, and so I think the longer you go, you need to own more of what you do and have more input into it. But I think it's hard to be totally isolated and have no one take a look at it. So
Yeah, I think the most important thing is it doesn't really matter the source of the choreography. I think it's your responsibility as a dancer and as a performer to take ownership over what you're doing. So as long as you're doing that, who cares where it came from?
Oh, well said. That's
world peace.
yes, indeed. But you forgot to shake the hands. World peace. Absolutely, I totally agree with you because, boy, we need that for sure. But on a different note, let's start with your waltz because I'm going to just rip all your dances apart.
Man.
Yeah, so let's start. Let's dig in. Let's start
a lot
with
of
that.
people want to rip them apart. So yeah.
No. I'm just so curious. Okay, so technically we would say that's the slowest one. So do you find it more challenging than perhaps your foxtrot? Because that's another question. How does any dancer make the waltz different than the foxtrot?
Ooh, that is a good question, and we find waltz challenging. It is slower, so you need to have better control and a more accurate timing of the swinging motion. So to find the character of that dance can be difficult, but I think inside of the feeling of waltz, you get a huge difference musically from the foxtrot, and so that drives choreography as well. So obviously at our syllabus level, sometimes you have similar figures and it can look fairly similar, but at an open level where you really strive to match your choreography to the music, I feel choreographically you're going to just find such a wide range of variety and hopefully unmistakably be able to see foxtrot even without the music. You'd be able to see a difference in your choreography, for me.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to waltz, you have to think of it more as a slow, fast dance.
Ooh. Could you tell me more about that? Slow, fast dance. Yeah, exactly.
Elaborate. We're going to have a masterclass.
Well, I think just like with anything, there's times of suspension, but then you use momentum, weight, and energy to take you into the next action with speed.
Yeah, can't just be a slow dance.
Yeah, so that's the difficulty is being able to generate speed, but then being able to quickly control that speed.
Ooh,
You
I
see
like that.
see why I dance with her?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do what I do. It'll be a good hobby. So exactly. I say, yes, honey. Yes. What do you think why I like to actually teach? I can tell women what to do. That's your left foot, that's your right foot. I go home. Yes, honey.
Yes, honey.
No, I'm just kidding, of course. Okay, so that's a lovely way to think about that. Okay, so now it makes sense why I never did anything because I just put everyone to sleep because I was slow all the time. But hey, that's my story. Okay, so tango. Let's speed things up a little bit.
Tango. So, I mean, drastically different from our other dances because it is the only dance that's not swinging. The way Jaimee and I look at it is being obviously we have our staccato and legato actions, typical to international ballroom, but the nice thing is you get to intermix some influences, obviously, of Argentine tango. And then we like to be able to, Jaimee and I usually refer to tango and foxtrot at times as rhythmical dances. So you get a chance to change your rhythms, fast and slows, a lot more, have a bigger dynamic change between those two speeds. So I think just so different from the other three dances, also unmistakable when you're watching. You should be able to see characteristics of tango just in the musicality right away.
Agreed. I mean, really, when it comes to tango, I think so many people like to focus on the aggression and the intensity of it, but
It's a little bit like Paso Doble, isn't it?
Yeah, I think And I think that's an easy one to attach yourself to because of that feeling of wanting. It's easy to attach aggression to it, like Jaimee was saying, and so it's really easy to lean toward paso.
Yeah, but I think you have to remember that there's also a lot of sensuality to it as well. So
I think that helps a lot to kind of tone it down, give a totally different tonality from paso doble. Help get you a little grounded, not be so high and just so punchy.
Now, in terms of time, when it comes to practicing and rehearsing, do you actually consciously choose and measure how much time you spend on each dance, or what does it feel like at the moment, or how do you discuss this? How do you divide your time in practice?
I mean, for us, you're always assessing like upcoming deadlines, so to speak, right? And just assessing, okay, what do we have coming up and what do we need our focus on? And I think the most important thing is quality of practice, right? You could spend 5 hours practicing, but if most of the time you're just walking around the studio looking in the mirror, how much are you accomplishing?
Yeah.
Right?
And I think you should wisely choose the things that need most practice in that moment. So, if your Viennese waltz is swinging and marks are coming best in that dance, it may not need your immediate attention. But if tango is your, least marked dance and it's not jiving very well, you should probably put a little bit more time into the tango. And that's usually how we practice. If we feel we have a deficit, we really try to attack that dance to try to keep it up with the rest. So.
Oh, it's beautiful. Now I know all the secrets that you have. Boy, I have to come up with new questions. I have to really think hard.
Where do we send the bill to?
Oh, just send it to Anton because he is filming the whole thing. So Anton is doing all the work in the checkbook. That's it. Okay, so speaking of slow and fast, Fast and Furious comes to my mind, but on a total different level because somebody told me that you have a whole different, perhaps, persona outside of the barroom world, right?
Oh,
What did you hear?
Well, I don't know. It's not necessarily a different persona, but somebody mentioned something about the motorcycle.
we do enjoy riding motorcycles.
Yeah.
Do tell a little bit more about that.
Well, we grew up in the Wild West. We grew up in Idaho, and we always were on dirt bikes as kids, riding around the farm. And as we got older, I always wanted to ride on the road on the bike. My parents never let me. And then we had a horrible influence on our life, Jaimee's dad.
I'm telling you, folks, I just heard a few stories about him. He seems to be a fascinating man.
That's for another interview, I think.
Yeah, that's for another
He could use a whole interview himself.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, good. And we'll do that.
But he got a motorcycle he got a Harley, and from there we were sold. And so then we decided, okay, let's go take a motorcycle safety course, get our endorsements. Jaimee was like, oh yeah, I want to take it as well, just in case, I ever need to drive. We get a motorcycle, she's riding on the back, and before long she says, riding on the back's not so fun. I want to, I need to ride my own. So then...
Guilty.
Not at all. That sounds totally fun, and I totally understand the thrill of that. Well, good to know your other side as well, outside of the barroom. We'll dig into that next time. Well, congratulations. Welcome back to Paragon. Congratulations again and again, and best of luck for Ohio and the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.